what is a godly deal, or what is a godly product? Have you got one? Do you not have one? And maybe you'd like to have one. Today, Thabiso and I are going to play in John around what is a godly product, what's the benefit from it, and what if you go and build that into your business, what might you experience? Hey, Thabiso, what's going on for you with your godly world?
Man, oh man, I love this. I love this because I believe that in what I do, there's a lot of purpose, and there's a lot of things that God literally uses me for. So I've taken on this as well, of doing everything that I do as if I am doing it unto the Lord. And that is, of course, worship, and that is praising as I stand on a stage and MC, as I stand on a stage and DJ, because I get to have people create a memory for that time that is loving. I was fortunate enough to literally a week ago to DJ for Fujifilm, and most of them are from the UAE. They're basically from Dubai, and with literally it couldn't have been me, but with the knowledge that God had given me and the music that I played, I could see how nations, because all of them are from different parts of the world, but how they united right there on the dance floor. And I think that is ultimately what God wants, and I would say this is how my God product is, and this is how I literally if I can put it this way, sell Jesus without people even sometimes knowing, is that but they'll be on the dance floor, dancing, uniting, and sharing a moment of love, and sharing a moment that they can call each other 2 months from now and say, hey man, do you remember that? Can't we do that again? And just bringing them closer to each other as well. And ultimately, God is love, and it's something that you said a little bit earlier on. And in your business, where would you say you find that peace, and in your hemisphere you find that peace of God being part of your business and it being a loving business?
I think it's about providing people with legitimately, consistently doing my level best to provide people with what it is that they want, as opposed to just providing them with the cardboard box and saying, there you go. And I'm no Jesus in business, right? So let's just put that out there to start with. But the so many people who do what I do say, no, you pay for your coaching session a week, and then and I'm available, but if you want me, I bill for the WhatsApp call or the message or this or that, and they've got all of this criteria around it. And I just say, no, I'm here. Contact me. And it's only a little thing, but it makes the world of difference for people. It's actually giving them something more than just a formulaic structure that most people have. It's caring to a level, and really the cost for that caring is so little in comparison to the upside. Comparison to the we often can't measure the upside, and I think that's one of our business problems, is that we're looking to measure love. And this chapter from John is, beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God, and whoever is born of God and knows God, any love does, because God is love. Like, how do you measure love in business? And do you even need to? Should you even be trying to?
Man,
maybe a godly product is about actually, or service is actually about you putting real love in. Like, you're married. How do you measure love with your wife?
Yeah, it's something that you definitely can't. I think for me, it actually boils down to something that I've also written here about 1 John 4, verse 7 and 8, is that, when it comes to that, and I'm glad that you brought wife into this as well, with the book that I've also read, The Go-Giver. It explains that, yes, this is all business that we must most probably discussing in this book, but you can definitely use it within your marriage as well. And for me, love is kindness. Love is forgiveness. love is understanding, and also fostering this culture in your business is amazing, and fostering that culture within your marriage as well. It's super amazing. Is that we have to be kind. We have to be kind either with our business partner, with our partner at home, or with the customer. We have to be forgiving, because that's also a huge thing. We human, we make mistakes. We have to be forgiving at that to be able to go on. And we also have to just have understanding. And I think that is a challenging one for most of us within business, within our marriages, is to understand, to literally understand the person. I know at times when we, my wife and I, when we have an argument, the words come out, "You're not understanding me." And I think sometimes that is love. That is love, to try and understand. And if understanding is letting go of self, that can be a part of it. That can be a part of basically implementing this in your business as well. And yeah, I think for me, that is it. And this love thing, it's exactly like you said. You can't package it. You can't put a price on it.
But I think it's worth bearing in mind that love isn't always soft and gooey, right? Love can be hard and fierce.
100%.
Jesus loved God and loved mankind enough to tear through the temple with a cat of nine tails and the moneymakers and so on and so forth. Abject violence in love, right? This isn't just a sit back and meditate and be a hippie concept. This is love is far, far, far bigger than that. And I'm finding in the world today, the business owners that I work with, who I get to bring love into their business in a free way as opposed to in a systematic way, because people try and systemize love. I'm like, you can't do that. Like, 8th date, 17 minutes in, you tell your girlfriend you love her. It doesn't work like that, right? That's not how love works. It's not like, and at this point in time, you, or whatever it is. But the businesses who are bringing that in are, in a heavily transactional world, are stepping out and being able to magnify themselves as businesses.
Mm.
Because effectively, love is doing the stuff that other people don't have enough faith to do.
Man.
It's about legitimately listening, hearing, and caring enough to present, in business terms, your employees or your customers with opportunities that they may well say no to, but they could say yes to, that no other business would present them with. Right? And so a example of that, and I think I've said this to you in the past, is I have people come stay on my property the entire time. I never take any money off them. They come and sit with the chaos of my 2 children, and we feed them and evening meals and whatever else. And I'm not interested in the money. I don't even care if I get any business out of them in the past, present, or future. It's just,
it's a way of life.
The right thing. It's the way of life. It's the right thing to do. Or it is for me anyway. And then I get reminded the entire time, or by my ex-business partner, you're giving too much. And what if, and we then run in fear, what if we don't transactionally get out of this what it is we want to get out of it? Well, I think, in marketing, we talk about know, like, and trust. The 4th element is love. If Apple has got love as a product, because even though it does exactly the same thing in the same way as most of its competitors, and is, sometimes double the price, people love Apple as a brand so much that they're willing to go and pay that price. Right? It's shown love in its own way, in its simplicity and its elegance, and it's in business terms, every problem is our problem. That's how Apple sits. It's not yours. And so if you go, people say, I want a business like Apple. I have to say to people, what's your aspirational business? A business like Apple. I'm like, are you sure? Because you could have a business like Samsung. But if you get, and this is a great case study actually in terms of taking John and turning it into practice, right? In terms of what is love. So if you get Samsung devices, let's say you get a Samsung laptop, tablet, and phone. You've got to go into that iStore or Google Store, and you've got to go and link it all together, and you've got to manually make this happen and put that in there, and You've got to do all this heavy lifting, right? It's your responsibility to follow the instructions and do all the heavy lifting. That's the Samsung way, and that's fine. The Apple way is you get your device, you put your email number, email address in, and your password. And suddenly, courtesy of Wi-Fi and something that feels like magic, the next device is up and running for you. And it's all talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Through you need a new Wi-Fi password. You don't have to go and say, oh, the password is. I just say, put your phone next to mine and I'll share my password with you, or whatever. For me, the lovable product or service starts with the business saying, everything the customer experiences is our or my responsibility. It's not theirs.
Yes.
Just like God says he's got us and he's got a plan for us, and the plan for us is not our problem. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to worry about it. He's got it. It's a lovable product, a lovable service. That's what he's modeling for us. And I don't even have a great question to ask you about this. I'll be completely honest. I'm like but maybe I do. Go on, you do.
To end it, because I think one thing that I've definitely learned from you as well is to add a lot of value, and to sometimes, yes, have your rate, have your price, but to add so much value within that as well, within your price, right? And I'm thinking of stuff like loyalty programs. I'm thinking of stuff like basically allowing some of your customers to go on holidays and experience that and come back and stuff like that. Would you also say that is part and parcel of love and love within your business?
100%. It's understanding who our client is and what their goals and aspirations, best dream outcomes, goals, what those are, and how do we, as the product or service provider, get them as close as humanly possible to those, while recognizing that we might not be able to do all of it for them. But for instance, I was just thinking about you. There'd be temptations to go and spend a lot of extra money in giving gifts. What if you were to have something that you could give people, which is how to get the biggest social media impact from your event that I'm DJing and emceeing? And it's a course, or it's a manual, or it's a booklet. It's a series of things they can work through, where they can go and work it out. And there's advice about videos and camera angles, and getting the people in the crowd how to use this, and having an event hashtag that everybody's hashtagging, and on TikTok or Instagram, and tagging. How can you do that? Because really, you could build that short course or that PDF or whatever it is. You could build it once, give it out 100,000 times, and help people in the marketing of their business through their events. Help them go further, help them be bigger, get them closer towards that dream outcome that they're working towards. I think with value, we often go back to the transactional bit of it's going to cost. Swipe the card. There's a number attached. Sure, that may well be the case on occasions, but God never swipes his card to show us love and value. Jesus doesn't swipe his card to show us love and value. And yet there's love and value there, written on words in a book.
Come on.
And maybe that is getting your emceeing and DJing closer to a more valuable product or service, is actually saying, what's the outcome they want that's bigger than this event itself?
Yes. I was not ready for that answer. I was not ready for that answer. No, thank you, Rob.
What's that? There's a question everybody can wrestle with, right? Two questions actually, business related questions. And one is, what is the client's dream outcome for themselves? So if you're selling business to business, what's the client's dream outcome of the business, right? And you're going to say profit and return on investment. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. What are you spending the money on? What are you doing with the cash, right? But equally, you could come back if we're a service provider. What is the dream outcome actually from, in your case, the event? So, I was speaking at an event on Friday. What's actually their dream outcome from that? And how close can we get them to that? But also then, we're told to solve a problem at a profit. That's the solution. That's how businesses work, right? Maybe we need to strip back and ask the question is, how is the problem a problem? And if we were to go back, somebody said to me the other day, oh, I need an investor in my business. That's the problem I'm facing. And I said, that's nice. How is that a problem? And they struggled to, well, I just need cash because. I'm like, yeah, but how is that a problem actually a problem? What's it stopping you doing? Right? Oh, it's stopping me doing this. And we go with 14 or 15 things. I was like, cool. Temporarily, what plan could we make to do thing number one? Not for a long-term perfect, so just number one, like temporarily. And then number two, just temporarily. I don't want you to think like a perfect world, just duct tape and tarpaulins in a garden shed. Like what could we do? It was remarkable. We got through 11 of those 14 or 15 things. None of them needed an investor. Now, the other interesting thing is, if we were to go and do 11 of the 14 or 15 things, we would never need an investor.
Sure.
And so how is the problem a problem? That's the answer to that. That's where love is. That's where abundance is. That's where opportunity is. And that's how your business flourishes as a godly business or service.
Man. Thank you, Rob.